guys, hope you're having a great day. Today is Tuesday. Happy Tuesday morning to you. I hope that your morning is going well. My morning is going good and it's just started. So slept in a little bit last night. Greg, he came home from work at the shop and he's like, honey, he's like, my arms are numb. I'm tired. I'm like, I know. I was laying on the couch. I hardly ever lay on the couch at 5 o'clock at night. So I was laying there and I was like, oh, I'm like, the mistake was to lay down because now I'm feeling super relaxed and super comfy. So we didn't do a whole lot last night. We went out and the kids swam. I sat with them. I was out there and I'm like, what do I do? So he was out there and he was shoveling. We had a couple more spots to kind of flatten with the dirt in between there. So he did that. It wasn't very much. And then I was like, he's like, honey, just go sit on the deck. And I'm like, So I kind of went out and did it, walked around, looked at a few things. And I'm like, you know what? I'm going to sit on the deck. So sat on the deck while the kids swam and threw them, they love, I need to Google some pool games. Like, there's got to be blogs somewhere where moms wrote ideas to because my kids are always like, give me something to do. Give me a task. How many swims? So I'm always like, do 3 flips, do 3 backflips, but I need to get creative. So I need to look some up. I have to watch this video today and remind myself and Google it while I'm editing. But doing that, throwing in the rings for them to go get and then, go get them in a pattern, go get a red, blue, yellow one and do that on your arm. Only get the green and blue ones on your feet. So trying to be creative, So we did that. It was fun. And then just put some more chlorine in the pool. And then the little baskets were getting yucky because they kind of sat out and, rained on. So I was like, yuck. And so, and then we put the little container in front of the pool deck to step on so they don't, because all the gravel and stuff is dirty. So it gets up on the deck. And then Ruby is finding that she loves stepping. That Ruby is not a water dog. Does not like water. Doesn't like the hose. You have water. She runs away. Bath time for her. No way. And so it's I'm like, I let Greg do that task. I'm like, you go ahead. And so we just gently take a little container and kind of pour it, slowly on her. She does not like it. So I was looking at her and she was stepping her little paws in a little bucket last night. I'm like, oh, look at her. Maybe she would like to go in water, but we'll see. We'll see how that goes out there. So anyways, that was our night last night. It was and we went to bed pretty decent time. We sat outside. Greg and I sat up on the deck there and watched Madeline and Stephen were swimming. So we just kind of relaxed up there and enjoyed it. And I'm like, oh, only thing can make this better right now would be hot sunshine right now because we missed the opportunity to sit outside during the day. But it was an enjoyable evening. So we went to bed, got up today, and I'm like, okay, I need to start my day today. So normally I do a little bit of errands and running on today, but today was going to be a little bit different today. So today I'm going to do a hospitality meal. And so doing a hospitality meal, basically you're making a meal for somebody else and another another friend or another family member. And so we would do this we would do this all the time, but we used to do this way back in the day with my older ones. Each day we would have our cleaning days. We would have Wednesday would be, I think it was Wednesday. I'm pretty sure I have to look back at my blogs. Wednesday was our baking day. So we would always make all of our food. We made pumpkin muffins and all the stuff and everything we'd make for the week, basically food prep and baking. And then we would always make a hospitality meal, which would be an extra meal. And then we would take it to one of our neighbors. And so it wasn't a whole lot. Sometimes it was soup, sometimes it was lasagna, sometimes it was spaghetti or tacos, whatever it was. But we didn't get to go out. We couldn't do a lot of traveling. So don't think that hospitality, well, I don't have a lot of money or I don't have a lot of gas money to drive somewhere. We didn't do any of that. We stayed home. This was during it wasn't a pandemic, but it was during the crash of, I think it was back in 2008. I don't even know when it was, but it was when there was no money for anybody and gas was $5, $6 a gallon. So we didn't go anywhere, but we walked. So we would make a meal because it wasn't much to make, a little bit of extra dinner, and then we would walk it to our neighbors and drop it off. And so do something basic. Hospitality meals don't have to be grandeur and ultimate. That's not the time to try out new recipes. It's the time to think of comforting basic foods because not everybody loves exotic foods. I remember I think one time, yes, I'll say this. One time I had a baby and someone brought me food and it was wonderful gesture of food. Wonderful. But it was deer meat, venison, which is fine. Wonderful if you love that. But as a new mom, as soon as I heard those words, I was ready to vomit. And I was like, oh, could not do it. Greg loved the venison, As a new mommy, I was like, ooh, I couldn't do that. So take that into account. Don't throw any like goat cheese in there or vegan cheese, unless your person you give it to loves that kind of stuff, or like a weird meat or something. Keep it basic, a basic meat, just to not freak out your person. I probably wouldn't even noticed it and just thought it tasted kind of different unless they told me that. And so she was wonderful, 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 very thankful. But this a long time ago. We haven't even stayed in contact for like 10, 15 years. So hopefully she's not watching. But just to share about meals. And then something else, when you have like babies and stuff, always take a meal to somebody when they have a new baby. That's always a great thing to take. We got one of the staples I think a lot of people in my area, they do is lasagna. I think we had 15 or 20 meals, and majority of them was lasagna. So if you ever do like a group effort, I think they have like apps now you can sign up and put the food that you're going to put in there. That's a great idea, because otherwise the new mom would get like 10 pans. Like we had lasagna every way lasagna. And so we were pretty tired of lasagna. We don't really love lasagna, and that's probably why. So think those things into consideration. Maybe this will be the only meal that your person gets, so you can do lasagna. But think like if you're going to do like for a new baby, take it to a new mom, get some ideas of what, talk to the people and say, hey, what are you going to make? What are you going to make? Just so they get a little variety. That is very important, because otherwise new moms are going to eat way too much lasagna and be sick of it. So I'm not taking a dinner to a new mom at all. I'm taking it to a friend. So ours is going to be a little basic, and I know that they have younger kids and they do not like anything of surprising foods. So I'm going to keep it basic. So we are going to do spaghetti and meatballs, because I know they like it, and it's separate, and we cannot have to worry about mixing too much stuff together. So we're going to do that today, and then I'll make some for us to have for dinner tonight. I pulled out dinners, remember yesterday, and I was like, oh wait, today's going to be spaghetti and meatballs. So I'm just going to make a basic pasta sauce with the meatballs that we have and cook up some pasta with it. And that's going to be our dinner. And I have some garlic bread in the freezer. Take that out, and we're going to take that with it. That'll be perfect. If you have salad and all that stuff, take that too. But if you don't, that's okay. We're going to do that, and then we're going to do a dessert. I was kind of thinking in my head what I could do for dessert. So many different things to do. But when I went to sleep last night, I thought of no-bake cookies. And I thought, why am I thinking those? But I know those are good kid treats. Those are good kid treats, easy to make. So I'm going to make some no-bake cookies to go with mine. And then we're actually going to be heading there about lunchtime today. So I'm actually going to take more pasta. And I'm going to take some macaroni and cheese. I know, more pasta. 2 pasta dishes, but that's okay. The kids like mac and cheese. So I'm going to make, because we're going to go there together and drop everything off. So I thought, let's just go and we'll take our mac and cheese at the same time, and we'll have that for lunch, and then they can have the spaghetti for dinner, or they can have it the next day. So whatever works. So I'm just feeling those things today. Yes, I could run to the store and grab other things, but I'm feeling like mac and cheese would be the safe thing to do today. Yes, I'm thinking that out loud. So we're going to make some dinners for hospitality meals. So think of that. Another favorite we like to do is tacos, or like a nacho bar thing. And that's a great thing, because everything's separate again. People can make whatever they want. That's a great way to do it. Chili is always a winner. Chili, you can always make a lot of chili and just keep it on the low, not super spicy for people. Like lasagnas and spaghettis, chilies, that kind of thing. Those are all good, easy things. Chicken is good. You can even pick up a container of chicken, like a, what are those things called? The rotisserie chicken. Take that and put some sides together with it. We usually do I'll usually not just take that. I'll usually always grab always have oranges or apples or something, and always throw those in there just to throw in something extra, especially if you have a new mom. Throw in a few extra things a couple things of fresh fruit in there, or, some granola bars, something easy for them to grab and eat too. It's always good to have little snack things too, but it's always good to have, desserts, homemade desserts. That's always a fun thing, especially when you're a new mom or you're not able to cook. Good things to throw in there. So let's get going with our day. I'm gonna stop chit-chatting away. I'm gonna get my earbud in. We're gonna start making some food here. I think I'll start making I'm looking at my clock here because I got to get out the door. We'll probably make our cookies first. Let's do our cookies first so that they can get all hardened. So I'm going to put the recipe on the screen. We're going to mix it all together, put it over here on the pot on the stove, and then drop them. The key for the no-bake cookies is to get it to the correct temperature. So we'll do all that together. So you guys ready for a great day? We're going to go be a blessing to somebody. That's what you want to do. You want to be a blessing. It doesn't have to be a huge blessing. It can be something simple like spaghetti and meatballs. It can be something simple like chili. It can be simple like Hey, I'm going to share some pumpkin muffins with my neighbor. I'm going to share an extra loaf of bread that I homemade. I made some extra bread for my neighbor. It doesn't have to be something huge. It just can be a small something gifting from the heart. So, all right, let's go mix up no-bake cookies. So then this you're going to cook to 230 degrees. That'll make it so that they're perfect cookie. So we're almost there. It's a few minutes, but everybody's stove cooks differently. So just get a candy thermometer. It's like $2 at Walmart, and then you'll make it the right temperature. All right, then we're going to go over here and mix it all up. All right, so I just put the cookies right on the countertop. I cleaned it off really good. I don't have any more parchment paper, so that will work. So now I'm gonna start making my spaghetti and the pasta sauce. So I've got meatballs here. So I'm just gonna put a little bit of oil in my pan here and just cook these a little bit. So just at least heat them up. I'm gonna make the spaghetti sauce in my pressure cooker so that I can just pull some out for their meal, and then that way the spaghetti sauce can stay warm for us today. So the next thing I'm gonna do is make my spaghetti sauce. So you can do this, you can get jarred sauce, really simple, all made. You can use tomato sauce. I use tomato paste just because I have it and this is frozen. Just add less water for like your tomato sauce and more water for your tomato paste. We're gonna plop these in here. And then I've got some petite diced tomatoes. I'm gonna open these up and put these in there too. And then we'll add our liquid. Kind of see, just add a little bit so you don't add too much because you don't want it like super watery. And then we'll add our spices. All right, so for my sauce here, I added some more water to it because it was a little too thick. And then I just put in here garlic. I wanted to scoop so much, and I'm like, put some back. Nobody loves garlic like you do, Amy. And then I put some minced onion, and I put my Italian seasoning in there. And then I will put sugar. I know, I think I saw one of my friends was saying, sugar or no sugar in sauce. Like when you buy jar spaghetti sauce, it has sugar in it. It does. So I will add that just for that sweetness. You don't have to, and I know homemade and fresh is not when you go to places, I'm sure it isn't, but having that in there brings that acid part down. So this is good. Then we're boiling our pasta. I'm gonna do, is it Celentani? You guys love my words, how I share them. This kind of pasta, because that'll be good to stay. And then Greg, he really likes just spaghetti. So I'm like, he's like, you're gonna do these ones, honey? And I'm like, I know. So I'll probably do a little bit of both. I don't know how I'll do that. We'll see. I might do both just for him to have that. And then, like I said, I'm gonna do the macaroni and cheese. I know, like I said, 2 pasta dishes, but we're gonna go for lunch, and I feel like that'll be a good kid lunch because all little kids like macaroni and cheese. So pasta, kids love pasta. That's their favorite. So let me get a little scooper and get some sugar out of my pantry. I know, okay, people are gasping, no! Now, if you, this is like wobbly. Why are we wobbly? Why is it? It's on the cord, that'd be why. I'm like, why is it wobbly? This is good. I just keep this in here. That way it can stay warm all day because you can put that pressure cooker lid on it and your sauce is good to go all day long. Now you can also take it one step further and puree the sauce in a blender. That gets rid of all of the tomato chunks so kids don't go, ew, there's a tomato chunk in there. Do your kids do that? I'm like, the whole thing is tomato, kids. Or, oh, there's onion. I'm like, do you realize there's onions in all of that? Kids are funny. I mean, they do, but they do outgrow them if you offer them different choices. All my kids have gone through the picky stage and the I'm not going to eat that stage, and then they'll eat something one day and then the next day they don't like it. Just part of life. So this is good. Just going to keep letting this heat up here, and then I'll add my meatballs to it, and then that's done. And then we're going to cook our pasta, and then that's done. Our cookies are hardening up. We're doing great for our hospitality meal. It doesn't take very much time. Get up in the morning, get it done. We'll be able to take it to be a blessing today. And this is good to make besides meat sauce, because if the kids, I'm not feeding you meat sauce. She's like, you're feeding me. If the kids don't like the meat in there, you can just pull up the meatballs versus the sauce and just coat the noodles. So this is done. We're just gonna let this stay warm, get our pasta rolling. All right, so we've got 3 kinds of pastas cooking. So I put in that corkscrew cilantani. I did half of it. I figured the kids will eat that, and then I'll give that to the meal that I'm gonna take. And then I'm gonna do macaroni and cheese. So I thought I'll do shell macaroni. So I was like, and Greg likes, he likes spaghetti noodles, spaghetti, and there's nothing wrong with that. I'm always like, let's spice it up. He liked plain old spaghetti. So I pulled up those pasta. I'm like, are you gonna be good with this pasta? And he's like, honey, and he's like, you know me, I'll eat anything. So I just scooped out into my smaller pot a bunch of that boiling water from the big one, and that's where I'll cook spaghetti, and then I'll put in the big one for the macaroni and cheese. So I'm like, that'll be good. So I'm gonna get going here. Let me see what else. I'll probably make some macaroni up in the pan. Should I do that? Oh, everything going crazy. I'd like to bake the macaroni and cheese, but I just don't know how much I can get done. Maxine, hey! We'll probably bake it. I can mix some milk up too. I'm just thinking out loud when I talk to you. I have to mix up some powdered milk, and then the mac. We'll probably mix it all in the pot just to get it real good, and then we'll put it in a pan, and then we'll bake it just for a few minutes till we go. That's gonna work. So, all right, waiting on pasta cooking, and then I have this is easy, and I've got my bread here. We should make a veggie. I think I've got broccoli. Broccoli would be good. Roasted broccoli. Would that be good to take? Roasted broccoli. All right, let me go get some roasted broccoli out of the freezer. Not roasted, raw, and then we'll cook it. All right, feeling hot in the kitchen. One more pasta going. Broke that pasta, but it was just so thick in my hand. All right, I gotta clean some pans real quick to get this out of the sink, because I gotta get the pasta draining. All right, so I'm still getting pasta. The corkscrew is done here. The shell is done, so I'm gonna mix up my macaroni and cheese really quick while that's cooking. So I just took powdered milk here. Just did 2 scoops with 2 cups of water. Just mix it up. You can do that. That's a good way to use up your powdered milk instead of fresh stuff. And then, just staring at me, honey.
You look like that speaking like teacher.
Honey. Nacho cheese. Here's the cheddar cheese, not nacho because it's spicy. The cheddar cheese from Sam's Club, and Walmart sells it too. You can freeze it. So I'll take this and put it in there. That's going to be your gooey kind, like your American cheese, or you can use Velveeta, or you can make your own little cheese sauce. But this is the easy way, and then we'll put some cheddar cheese in it. Just mix it up just to get it all melted, and then I'll put it in the oven. Okay, that was not enough milk to add. You want to add enough liquid to make sure you kind of see it through, especially if you're going to put it in the oven. When you put it in your little 9x13 pan that I'm going to put mine in, you want to make sure that you see your liquid through the noodles, because it will absorb. And don't cook your pasta all the way, otherwise it'll be nice and gummy when you go to serve it. So I'm going to heat this up just because for time here to get this big chunk frozen on the stove, just at a low setting, then we'll bake it in the oven. All right, what did I add to that? Chicken bouillon. You want to make a really good flavor to your macaroni and cheese, add a little bit of powdered chicken bouillon to it. Just a little bit, like a tablespoon or 2. Change the way your food tastes. All right, we're getting there. Time's flying. Greg's been talking. I'm like, honey, you need to go so I can get my stuff done. So chit-chatting away. All my pasta's done. I took the spaghetti out, put hers, the one for a friend in a pan, and then the other ones I put for us. I'm going to take broccoli here and put on cookie sheet. I'm gonna do 2 bags because we'll have one for us, one for her, and then we'll put olive oil, salt and pepper, a little garlic, and that'll be a delicious roasted broccoli. Then the macaroni and cheese can go in. So what else I'm gonna do, I'm just thinking, what can I serve with the macaroni and cheese? So I have roasted garlic chicken, the kielbasa. So I'm gonna chop this up really tiny, just fry it on the stove in a pan, and then I'll have that with the macaroni and cheese, and that'll be a good lunch today. And then I'll be putting our pasta stuff together. It's a really simple, easy day. This is easy, and then I've got food for today. More than likely food for tomorrow, but this is a good thing to make. So let me chop up the roasted garlic smoked sausage. Two pans, one I'm gonna take with me, one I'm gonna leave at home. All right, so I'm cooking my sausage, the macaroni and cheese I put in the oven, and the broccoli's cooking. I'm just gonna put some sauce on here to take, and then leave the rest in here for us, and I put this in here for us, this for Greg. So we'll have this tonight. This is all cool down, but theirs, I'll put sauce in it. All right, so how good, I'm just waiting on the broccoli cooking. I took the macaroni and cheese out, so we're gonna take that for lunch today. So when you're transporting something hot, you can either put it in a cooler, or when it's hot, like in a pan like that, put a towel over it. So we will put the towel around that to keep that warm for like a beach towel, like a thick towel, bath towel, not like kitchen towel. Battery died. So use like a bath towel and then wrap it around there. That'll keep that nice and warm. So I took out their pasta, so always put in a container that they do not have to return to you. I was thinking I should have ran to the store and got some more, but I did have one tin foil. So I have, let me roll it over here, this tin foil to take. So this will be good with the bread. There's only a few people. And I'm taking plates and forks for them for dinner and for us for lunch today, because when you go to someone's house, they don't want to do more dishes because you show up with your 50 kids. Paper plates. And then I have our treats right there. And then I'm going to take the broccoli and put it in one of these. So this is a saved container from my lunch meat. So save it and then give it to them. You don't have to worry about keeping it. So that's good. That's like been a good morning here. So being able to take something, we'll be able to go. You can go and you can also pick up something like a plant or something if you can, but if you can't pick up anything, that's fine. Just putting a little bit of effort into some food. This was all stuff we had on hand. I didn't go out and have to buy anything. Everything was at home. And just gathering up your fragments to be a blessing to somebody else. That's the key. So look around your kitchen today and go, or first find out who you should make something for. Pray about it. All right, who should I be giving a meal? Maybe it's somebody disabled that you know could use an extra. Maybe it's a mom with a bunch of kids that she could use some extra cookies. Maybe not cookies, but something, bread for her family. Or, you know, maybe the mom's working, mom and dad are both working and the kids are at home. So maybe a special treat for the kids that you know down the road. Whatever the situation, maybe it's just a friend because you want to be able to be a blessing to them. You can do that too, which is a good thing. And find out who it is and then go, okay, what can I make that's simple and easy? Maybe something I have, gather up those fragments, look around your kitchen, see some things you can do. You can even do like breakfast foods. You could make some pancakes beforehand, some waffles, put that together so they can wake up and have breakfast in the morning. That's a nice little gift thing you can do for somebody just to help their day. That's the point of being a hospitality meal, is being a blessing to somebody and going, this will help alleviate one thing that they have to do in their life. Dinner, because everybody eats. So the last thing you want to do sometimes when you're going through a hardship, or even just a day, because life is hard sometimes and it's busy and you're working and there's much going on, so to not have to do dinner can be a huge blessing for somebody. So I'm just waiting. Broccoli, I can smell it. It's almost done. So when it's done, I'll put it in this little container here. And that's it, and then we're gonna get out the door today. So this day is done and easy and over with before the kids are even up this morning. So that's okay. Hospitality meal, you're gonna think about who you can be a blessing to. So, all right, I'm gonna clean up, go get myself ready, take off my apron, choke myself. go get myself ready, and then we're gonna go head out the door today. So you guys have a fantastic rest of your day, and I'm gonna see you guys again tomorrow with another video. Let me go grab my Bible, read our psalm for the day. Psalm 122. Prayer for the peace of Jerusalem. I was glad when they said to me, let us go to the house of the Lord. Our feet are standing within your gates, O Jerusalem, Jerusalem that is built, as a city that is firmly joined together, to which the 12 tribes go up, even in the tribes of the Lord. As was decreed as an ordinance for Israel, to give thanks to the name of the Lord, for there the thrones of judgment were set, the thrones of the house of David. Pray for the peace of Jerusalem. May they prosper who love you, holy city. May peace be within your walls and prosperity within your palaces. For the sake of my brothers and my friends, I will now say, may peace be within you. For the sake of the house of the Lord our God, which is Jerusalem, I will seek your good. We want peace to be within your walls, prosperity within your palaces, and peace to be within you. Let peace be within you today. All right, have a blessed day. We'll see you tomorrow. Bye.